Of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pier Governor Baseball is brought to you in part by Bank West, B&B Equipment, Wagner Auto, Fisher Rounds and Associates, and All Around Graphics.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Governors take game one of the doubleheader of the Lincoln Patriots as they strand the bases loaded on the strikeout.
Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Ferding Electric, AirTech Heating and Cooling, Kruger Contracting, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Avera, and the Oahe YMCA.
There's a strike, the throw 2-2. The tag is applied. They got him out at second. No need to strike him out. The tag from the shortstop, Matt Hansen, to retire the side. And the Governors remain on top 2-0 after 3.5.
And by Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, First Dakota National Bank, CHS River Plains, Lamb Motors, Zander Auto Parts, and Gales Gas.
Curveball looked out for a strike 3, and that will end the ball game as the Governors will get a doubleheader sweep of the Huron Tigers. 6 straight strikeouts recorded by Lincoln Canoles to finish off the game.
And by Gateway Ford Lincoln and Toyota, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, and Faith Lutheran Church. Now, with the call of the game, the voice of the Pier Governors, John Winkler.
As we welcome you here on this windy Saturday afternoon, John Winkler here at Harmon Park as the Pier Governors will take on the Washington Warriors in a doubleheader. As the winds will be conditions again, it'll be some ripe conditions with the wind throughout this broadcast and throughout the 2 games, as the Pier Governors will be looking to get off the 5-game losing streak that they are now on at 3-5 in the season. They won the first 3 games of the year, but have since dropped the last 5, including last night in a doubleheader sweep of Lincoln. They lost 13-1 in game 1 and then fell in game number 2 10-9. They were down 10-2 and came all the way back down 10-9, had the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second, and the wind played a factor in it. Gary Nedved looked like he drove the gap into right center field, but the wind brought it back, allowed an easy routine fly ball catch, and it is that ended the game, and the Pier Governors fell in the doubleheader to the Lincoln Patriots. So now at 3-5, they take on the Washington Warriors. They are coming in. They've lost the last 2 games, and this week they played Mitchell and also Roosevelt. And for the Pier Governors, one of the things that they struggled with, the Governors have had, struggling with strikeouts, not being able to put the ball in play, and that's where the Washington Warriors struggled this week as well. 10 strikeouts against the Mitchell Colonels on Tuesday, and then struck out 14 times against Roosevelt on a Thursday. So the Governor pitching staff got to take advantage of it, trying to keep those guys from continue having strikeouts. And for Pierre, you got to put the ball in play. Too many strikeouts 2 weekends ago, the last time they played. Not as many strikeouts over the last over the doubleheader yesterday, but it's still 1-2 that the Governors need to clean up and be able to put the ball in play effectively throughout this doubleheader against the Washington Warriors. Jed Zabel will get the starts on the mound for the Pier Governors, as he will be looking for an opportunity, and he'll be hitting as well, but he'll be looking to try and get this Governor team back into the win column after they haven't won since the first weekend of the season, which is just about coming up on a month now after not playing last weekend and then being 0-3 a weekend before. Here at Harmon Park for our second day of games, and after today, the Pier Governors will not have any road games the rest of the year. They will take on everybody at home the entire rest of the way, as they will be at home on Tuesday against the Huron Tigers, who have been a little bit of surprise to this to the league so far this season. They were able to split 2 games yesterday, beating Jefferson and then falling to Roosevelt 3-2. A Huron team that will be coming into town on Tuesday, then Harrisburg. Governors feel like they owe Harrisburg something after a tough loss 17-4 a couple weekends ago in Harrisburg. They'll have a doubleheader on Friday. That's what our next week looks like. But here today, the Pier Governors and the Washington Warriors getting set for first pitch. Just probably be closer to 1:10 for first pitch. We had Roosevelt and Lincoln play here prior to this one, with the Roosevelt winning in a 5-inning contest 14-2 over the Lincoln Patriots. So we'll step aside here in the pregame show. We'll come back in 3 minutes and run down the starting lineups for you from both teams. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it. to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pier, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At The Y, we're more than a gym. We're a cause-driven charitable organization nurturing the potential of every youth, adult, and senior in our community. From advocacy to childcare, disease prevention to athletics, swim lessons to safe spaces, our mission ensures that everyone, regardless of their financial situation, can participate in the services that we offer at The Y. We invite you to stop in and check out our youth sports, summer camps, group exercise classes, swim lessons, and so much more. Discover your why at the Oahe Family YMCA in Pier, where we are for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
The count may change with every pitch, but what doesn't change is God's love for you. Come join us at Faith Lutheran Church to hear about the God who blesses us with athletic skill, meaningful relationships, and the peace and comfort that comes from His Son Jesus. You can worship on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. or on Sunday mornings at 8:30 or 11 a.m. Faith Lutheran Church is up the hill at 714 North Grand, and happy to support our athletes, their families, and our community.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back here into Harmon Park as we are getting set for our first pitch between the Pier Governors and the Washington Warriors, as the Govs will be looking for their first win in the last 6 games. They're 0-5 in the last couple weekends right now and looking to get off the 5-game schneid and pick up their 4th win of the season. We look at the starting lineups for the Pier Governors. Lincoln Keenholz will be leading things off. He's the shortstop. He'll be followed by Matthew Hansen, the third baseman, batting second. Gary Nedved at first base will bat third. Jed Zabel will bat fourth. He's the pitcher in game number 1. Grayson Hunsley, the catcher. The battery mates will go 4-5 in the batting order. Spencer Lettler, the right fielder, will bat 6th. Spencer Easlin, the left fielder, will bat 7th. Cade Kaiser batting 8th, playing second base. And Brecken Kruger is the center fielder. He is at batting 9th. I want to make a mention, too, that Matthew Hansen, we talked about him not being available today because of tennis. Well, while the wind is going to cause havoc in baseball, it causes a little bit more in tennis than it probably does. Well, I guess it probably doesn't even matter. It's going to wreak havoc on anybody. But the Governors they have Matt Hansen. They also have Spencer Kelly, who will be throwing at some point in this doubleheader. The Washington Warriors, their lineup will have Cale Swanson, the center fielder, leading things off. Bryce Rockin, the third baseman, will bat second. Tristan Fitzsimmons, the catcher, will bat third. Andrew Glovich, the first baseman, batting the cleanup spot. Jack Nesgy, the second baseman, batting fifth. Miles Reese, the shortstop, will bat sixth. Nick Olson, the right fielder, batting seventh. Aiden Doyle, the left fielder, batting eighth. And the DH, Braden Olson, will be batting ninth for the Washington Warriors. Joe Jacobson will be the man on the mound for the Washington Warriors here in Game 1 of our doubleheader between the Pier Governors and the Washington Warriors. We're getting closer to first pitch, maybe a little bit closer to 1:15 for that first pitch, but we should be ready to go here in just a little bit. Well, it looks like maybe Washington will take some infield before we get things underway. Was told that game time was in 20 minutes, and that was just about 20 minutes ago. So I think we're just a little bit behind, but we'll have that. We'll have this first game for you here in just a little bit. We'll step aside again, come back with more of the pregame show, get you set for first pitch as the Pier Governors and the Washington Warriors here at Harmon Park. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pier and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
KCCR 1240 AM, 98.9 FM, K255DE Pier, a riverfront broadcasting station.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't or stop by your local Pier area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pier. Zander's has been servicing the Pier area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pier or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pier. Learn more at avera.org/news.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Fertig Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Fertig Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Fertig Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Fertig Electric, 224-8684. Back here at Harmon Park as we are getting set for first pitch between the Pier Governors and the Washington Warriors. As we mentioned before, Jed Zabel will be in the mound for the Pier Governors. He is the starter here in game number 1. As we'll see how far he can go in this contest as we look at his numbers so far on the season. Jed Zabel has thrown 6 2/3 innings so far on the year, which is second on the team coming into the weekend. This will be his 3rd appearance and 3rd start. He is 1-0 on the season. He's given up 8 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. 3 guys he's hit, an ERA of 3.15, and a whip of 1.95 so far on the season for the Pier sophomore and southpaw for the Governors. The Washington Warriors, again, they played back on Tuesday and Thursday of this week. They lost to the Mitchell Colonels in their first game of the week. That was on Tuesday, 8-2. They were out-hit 12-7. They struck out 10 times as a team. And then on Thursday, they lost to Roosevelt 8-3. And in that one, they struck out 14 times, but also walked 13 times. So there was a lot of free passes, a lot of balls not put into play. And for the Washington Warriors, it's clearly going to be an emphasis to put the ball in play in this doubleheader. For the Governors, it becomes an emphasis to, you're not looking to go strike anybody out. You want to throw strikes. You don't want to walk anybody. But knowing that, you're more apt to get some swings and misses, and guys that maybe they're looking to go deeper in the count, you got to pepper the strike zone and make them put the ball in play. And strikeouts will be a big key. Not so much because strikeouts are always hurtful to either team, but any ball that gets up in the air doesn't just become a routine pop fly. There is no routine pop fly at any point in this ball game. Unless the wind somehow dies down a lot, nothing's going to be routine about any ball that's in the air. So the Governors and the Warriors, they get the IO here this afternoon before game time, and those outfielders really had to figure out and see how that ball was moving, because everything, you saw the Governors yesterday move a lot of guys. You had the left fielder playing down the line, and then you had the center fielder playing out in left center field, and then the right fielder was playing pretty much in right center field. I mean, you almost look like you're playing a slow pitch softball defense without having your fourth guy out in the outfield, because of the wind. You knew any pop fly out in the right field was going to find its way over to right center field. So we'll see if the Governors are able to take advantage of some fly balls in the outfield and see if they can get some opportunities to put the ball in play. Putting the ball in play at any time, it's always a good time to do it. But with this wind, you have to find a way to put the ball in play. Governors, again, having Jet Zabel throw on the mound. Joe Jacobson will be the starter for the Washington Warriors, and they do not have Miles Reese available. Everybody else is available for the Washington Warriors, as it's been, I guess, the Tuesday game. Nesgy is not available. He threw 105 pitches, so Nesgy unable to pitch, as well as also Reese unable to pitch in this doubleheader, as today is the fourth day of 4 to have the rest for Nesgy after throwing on Tuesday. Governors taking their IO right now. The Washington Warriors just finished up their infield outfield, and we're getting closer to the start of game 1 of our doubleheader. Closer to maybe 1:30 start time. So we'll step aside. We'll have more from the pregame show in just a little bit. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pier carries a full line of heat-o-lator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of heat-o-lator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-o-lator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pier is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pier. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
Hey, let's go. We're going to be late for the baseball game.
I know, my air conditioner is letting me down like our middle reliever last game. I have to give someone a call.
That's easy. Call in the closer, AirTech Heating and Cooling. They use Coleman brand heaters and air conditioners, and like our team's closer, AirTech with Coleman products give us quality and dependability we can trust to win the game.
You're right. I'm going to the bullpen. AirTech, I need you.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pier is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people.
Have you ever
wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Wahi Federal Credit Union member? At Wahi Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pier, because at Wahi Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727. As we welcome you back here to Harmon Park as the Pier Governors and Washington Warriors set for a doubleheader here this afternoon as these final two road games of the season for the Governors. Tuesday, they open up their home schedule. They were supposed to last Saturday against Brookings. That's been postponed to May 10th on a Tuesday. They were supposed to play the Bobcats last Saturday, but now they will be playing them Tuesday, and now the home opener is coming up on this coming Tuesday against the Huron Tigers, and they will take on the Harrisburg Tigers as well on Friday in a doubleheader. For the high school season right now, and these are standings that were coming out into this weekend, the Brookings Bobcats were sitting at number 1 right now going into the weekend. That's obviously changed after a loss yesterday. Have updated standings. I'm trying to update standings after this weekend is done. It was Brookings, Yankton, Brandon Valley, and Mitchell were the top 4 teams. They would be hosting the regional round. The Pier Governors came into the weekend at number 11. They'd be playing in the first round, the Roosevelt Rough Riders. And obviously things will change a lot. Roosevelt's still undefeated on the season, but have not played a whole lot of South Dakota games in Class A. That's why the standings will continue to fluctuate here throughout the next couple of weeks when teams play a few more South Dakota games. They've played a lot of teams out in North Dakota, Nebraska teams, as Landon Badger trying to pop one up. He was trying to pop it up out in front of home plate. Didn't work out so well as he skied that out to center field at the end of IO. It's difficult to do, but maybe some things that Landon Badger can't perfectly do all the time. Is for the Governors, again, they're number 11 in the standings, and that will change after this weekend. And obviously, with a win or a loss here of this doubleheader, if they go 2-0, things will get much better in a situation. But if they go 1-1 or 0-2, Governors will be needing a lot of help and to try and at least even be the top 8 seed, and we'll have to have a lot of wins to roll out the end of the season. Maybe not so much help to be a top 8 seed, but we'll have to win a lot of games to finish out the year at home to be one of those top 8 teams. So as both the IOs are done, we will step aside for 2 minutes and come back with the first pitch. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified. Call True Green, 882-0643.
Did you ever hear the real story about the old woman who lived in a shoe? Who had so many children she didn't know what to do? Well, in the story, she wasn't given much credit. Believe me, she knew what to do, all right. She called my mom, Tara, at Kathy Sunshine Properties. She told my mom she wanted a house with 5 bedrooms and a large yard with room to run. Tara found her the perfect house and sold the shoe to a one-legged basketball player.
For your happily ever after, give me a call at Kathy Sunshine Properties, 605-224-5588. That's 224-5588. Visit contactkathy.com or stop by our new location at 301 West Capitol Avenue in Pier.
Hey you.
Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back here as we get set for first pitch as the Washington Warriors have taken the field. John Winkler here on this Saturday afternoon. A little bit of wind that will affect the game today. We'll have the details on the weather here in just a moment as Lincoln Kenols will be the first man to step to the plate as he comes in having 3 hits, 3 RBIs in game number 2 yesterday as he's looking to continue that hot stretch as he will lead things off, followed by Matthew Hansen, the third baseman. Gary Nedved, the first baseman, will bat third. Jed Zabel, the pitcher, will bat fourth. It'll be Grayson Hunsley, the catcher, batting fifth. Spencer Lettler, the right fielder, batting sixth. Spencer Easlin, the left fielder, batting seventh. Kate Kaiser, the second baseman, batting eighth. And Brecken Kruger, the center fielder, will bat ninth for the Governors. Joe Jacobson on the mound. We are set to go, and we are ready for baseball. A little bit later than expected, but such is life after playing after a game. First pitch is missed for ball 1. As time of the first pitch is at 1:25 here this afternoon. About 25 minutes behind what the original 1 o'clock start was going to be. As the Washington Warriors are already kind of playing Lincoln Kenols to pull the ball. They're shading a little bit over. Of course, the wind is blowing that way as well. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Kenols. That will bounce in. And it's now 2-0. Jacobson, after that first pitch, was already starting to dig in a little bit in front of the rubber. Maybe not so much the footing that he was hoping for, to at least in the first 2 pitches. Here's the 2-0 from Jacobson to leadoff man Kenols. The curveball, slow curveball that drops in for strike 1. And again, the off-speed pitches and pretty much even a four-seam fastball will have plenty of movement to it here in this doubleheader. 2-1 pitch is well outside, and it's now 3-1. On deck, Matthew Hansen will go through the defensive positioning of the Washington Warriors here in just a moment. As it's a good warm day here in Sioux Falls. The wind, I can't say it's a beautiful day in Sioux Falls because of the wind. There's a walk to Lincoln Kenols, and leadoff man is aboard to open things up here in the top of the first inning. And a good start for the Governors to get the leadoff man on, and now let's see if they can go to work. 76 degrees here at first pitch. A wind at just pretty much blowing north at 39 miles an hour. That's not wind gusts, that's just the wind speed. 39 miles an hour. Feels like 76, though, still, so that's... We won't have to worry about being too cold. That was a pitch that's down low for ball 1 to Matt Hansen, who was showing bunt and pulls it back. And this will be somewhat interesting, too, because before the game, before walking up here, it was hard to even hear someone talking to me that was right next to me. And the Governors use the number system, yelling out numbers to say what potential play, if anything, take, sign, bunt, whatever it might be, as the count's 1-1 to Matt Hansen. So it becomes, I think now they're kind of flashing the numbers across the way because he can't shout it across the diamond. That pitch misses outside. It's now 2-1. Kenols, I don't know if he was starting to steal and went back, didn't get the good jump, but he was a quarter way to second, had to scurry his way back to first base, and the catcher, Fitzsimmons, ended up not throwing the ball over to Glovich at first, but could have had Kenols picked off. 2-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss by Hansen. That was on the outside edge, and the count's now 2-2. As Matthew Hansen is here at the plate coming into the weekend. Hansen was hitting .308, 3 runs driven in. All of his hits have been singles so far. Here's the 2-2. That one's popped up. Left side is going to carry out there and almost over the center fielder's head. And what probably could have been a bloop single for Hansen. The wind carried it out there and almost blew it over the top of the head of the center fielder, Swanson, who had to leap to make the catch. And there's now one down. So it is going to be Aiden Doyle out left. Cale Swanson in center who made that play. The right fielder is Nick Olson. Bryce Rankin, the third baseman. Miles Reese, the shortstop. Jack Nesgy, the second baseman. The first baseman, Andrew Glovich. Tristan Fitzsimmons, the catcher, with Joe Jacobson on the mound. Keenels takes off in the first pitch. It's low for ball one. There's a throw to second, and it's not going to be in time, and Keenels will steal it. And it was taken low for ball one as well, so Keenels steals second. He's in score position for Gary Nedved. And Nedved came up with the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second last night in the 10-9 game against the Lincoln Patriots. And if you're watching on YouTube, maybe you didn't really notice it, but I have to tell you that without any wind, Nedved shot the gap, and it was going to be the Governors with the 11-10 lead. But the wind kept it up in the air long enough. What it seemed like a routine catch was made by the right fielder out in right center to end the ball game. And where it just felt like everything was going with the win for the Lincoln Patriots as a 1-0 pitch is at the letters for strike one to Nedved. Just seemed like the Governors couldn't find any good luck to come with the high winds yesterday. Here's a 1-1 pitch from Jacobson to Nedved. Keenels takes off for third, and Nedved gets a piece of it, fouls it away. So Keenels will make his way back to second. But he looked like he was going to have that third base stolen easily. Jacobson gave him a look, turned back. Keenels read it perfectly, and that's been some of the problems for the Pierre Governors is trying to hold guys on base. A lot of guys have been able to kind of time that pitching down in the momentum of a pitcher. Another longer look here for Jacobson, keeping Keenels there. And Nedved will foul it straight back to the netting, and the count remains at 1-2. And you might, if you're watching on YouTube, you might see the screen kind of bouncing around. Well, it's not because I'm trying to move it around everywhere. It's the wind is rocking the grandstand. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Jacobson to Nedved. Ground ball left side. It's going to get underneath the glove. The shortstop, Keenels, will come in to score. The Governors will take a 1-0 lead. They'll give an RBI single to Gary Nedved. The Governors strike first here in game number one. Good piece of hitting from Nedved on a two-strike approach. And the Govs have their first lead this weekend. And their first lead since they had a 2-0 advantage over the Jefferson Patriots a couple of Saturdays ago at Harmon 2, just right across the sidewalk. Here's Jed Zabel, the pitcher. That first pitch is over for strike one. Catch to the bottom of the zone. Zabel so far, as he comes into the season, with coming in the weekend at .421, 7 runs driven in on those 8 hits that he had. A little bit of a tough time at the plate yesterday, but here on the mound in game one, at the plate here in this doubleheader, going to make amends for it. Here's a ground ball right side. Nedved was off the pitch, so there will not be a throw at second. The throw back to first after it was bobbled by Nesgy at second was still able to get Zabel out at first, and there's now 2 down. And it will bring up the number 5 hitter, Grayson Hunsley. Hunsley had one of the 3 hits in game number 1 yesterday. He took a beating behind the plate. And the odd thing about all of that was it wasn't foul tips that came back and hit him. It was guys getting hit by a pitch and ricocheting off of them and then hitting Hunsley. There's a blooper into left center field. That's down for a base hit. Nedved will come around third. He's going to try and score. The throw coming in, cut off, no throw at home. And Grayson Hunsley has given the Pierre Governors a 2-0 lead here at the top of the first. On another RBI single for the Governors. Good base running by Nedved. Good piece of hitting from Hunsley. And Pierre's open up a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first. And it brings up Spencer Lettler, the right fielder. 2 hits so far in the inning have produced those 2 runs. The leadoff man came in to score off of a walk. First pitch to Spencer Lettler is outside for ball one. Zabel, Lettler, the two lefties in the lineup. Lettler will chop this one off the plate. It's going to take a high hop for the second baseman, Neschi, who was able to fire a strike to first base to retire Lettler, and that will also retire the inning. 2 runs scored, though, on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 1 man left on base. After a half inning, the Pier Governors, they lead the Washington Warriors 2-0. You listen to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscape backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pier. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
A 2-0 lead here for the Pier Governors in game number 1 as we welcome you back here at the bottom of the first. And Washington Warriors, their lineup. Cale Swanson, the center fielder, will lead things off. He'll be followed by Bryce Ronkin, the third baseman. Tristan Fitzsimmons, the catcher, will bat third. Andrew Glovich, the first baseman, batting fourth. Jack Neschi, the second baseman, batting fifth. Miles Reese, the shortstop, batting sixth. Nick Olson, the right fielder, batting seventh. Aiden Doyle, the left fielder, batting eighth. And Braden Olson, the DH, will bat ninth here for the Washington Warriors, and they will go against Jet Zabel, who again is making his third appearance, third starts of the season, 6 2/3 innings so far. 8 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, an ERA of 3.15 and a whip of 1.95. As the first pitch is over for strike one to Swanson. Swanson on Thursday went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He did walk 3 times, though, in the 8-3 loss to the Roosevelt Rough Riders. There's a swing and a foul tip at the plate. It's now 0-2. Washington took a 2-0 lead through 2 innings, but then went down 4-2 after 3, and then 5-2 after 4. They scored 3 runs on just 1 hit in the ballgame. That one's fouled back to the netting. We'll do it again here at 0-2. And that 1 hit for the Washington Warriors belonged to Joe Jacobson, who is not hitting in this ball game, or at least as it is right now, not hitting in this ball game. As that one's fouled back again out of play, and we'll do it another time at 0-2. Governors going with the historic National League lineup with the pitcher batting. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is taken for strike 3, and there's the first out here in the bottom of the first inning as Swanson goes down looking. And it brings up the number 2 hitter, Bryce Ronkin. Spencer Easland's out left. Brecken Kruger is running back from the center field wall, retrieving his hat. He's playing center field in this game. The right fielder, Spencer Lettler. Matt Hansen at third base. Lincoln Keenels at short. Cade Kaiser at second. First baseman, Gary Nedved. Grayson Hunsley is behind the plate for the Governors as the first pitch from Jet Zabel is outside for ball 1 to Bryce Ronkin. We look back to the Mitchell game on Tuesday. Ronkin not in the lineup. Went 0 for 0 on Thursday as he did produce a run on 2 walks as he fouls the 1-0 pitch away, and it's now 1-1. Again, Washington walked 13 times in that loss to the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Had just 1 hit, but had plenty of base runners. They also were hit by a pitch twice, so they had 15 of their 16 base runners. Didn't even have to put the ball in play. The count's now 3-1. And also Roosevelt had a couple of errors as well, so they had more base runners. They had 4 errors, did Roosevelt. Washington had 6. 3-1 pitch. That one is taken outside, and it will be a 1-out walk to Ronkin. And there's the first base runner of the ball game for the Washington Warriors. That brings up Tristan Fitzsimmons. So a total of 10 errors between the two teams on Thursday. And a total of 9 hits between the two teams. Not sure in the time of the length of the ball game, but overall 16 walks, 10 errors. Couldn't have been a short ball game of an 8-3 score. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Zabel comes set from the stretch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. It was not tipped at the plate because Hunsley didn't make the catch. The runner moves up to second. And Ronkin, if that ball had been tipped, it's just a foul ball, but it was a swing and a miss. Hunsley wasn't able to catch it cleanly, so Ronkin now moves up to second, and he's in scoring position as the 1-1 pitch is over for a strike, and it's now 1-2. That one cut the inside corner to Fitzsimmons. Big gap in right center field. 1-2 pitch, just a bit outside. Zabel is trying to paint that outside edge, trying to get the off-speed pitch to slice in through the zone. That's a tough pitch to hit as a hitter. 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled right back to the netting. We'll do it again at 2-2. So Zabel 1-0 on the season. One of the 3 wins the Governors have picked up. They're really well against Rapid City Central. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled out of play. We'll do it another time here at 2-2. Here we'll see a couple more Sioux Falls teams, but this time, or the next time that they see a Sioux Falls team, it will be in Pier at Hyde Stadium. 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss by Fitzsimmons. He is down for the second out, the second strikeout of the ball game, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the first, and it's now Andrew Glovich, the first baseman. And Glovich against Mitchell went 0 for 4, went 0 for 2 with 2 walks, scoring a run against the Rough Riders on Thursday. Here's the first pitch to Glovich. Off-speed pitch that catches the top of the zone for strike 1. Zabel comes set from the stretch. Here's the 0-1 pitch. As he lost his hat on the throw, it goes outside for ball 1. And the count is now 1-1. Nedved's probably got the most trouble of keeping his hat on his head. He's got the lettuce is pretty full on the top of the head of Gary Nedved, so the hat doesn't particularly fit too well to begin with. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one's high and outside, and it's now 2-1. Two outs here in the bottom of the first inning. A 2-0 lead for the Pier Governors on 2 RBI singles by both Nedved and Hunsley. That was on the outside edge, and is now 2-2. Boy, Gary Nedved has been swinging a hot bat throughout this entire season. He was hitting over 500 to begin the year, coming into the weekend, still hitting over 500 as it is right now. 2-2 pitch, curveball just misses. And that one had a lot of movement to it, a little bit of help for the win, and it just couldn't quite bend into the zone. So the count is now full at 3-2. Runner on second, so he will not have the head start with the free base open at first. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Glovich. Comes inside, and it's ball 4. Zabel lost his hat another time. And it is now first and second to bring up Jack Nesji. And Zabel has thrown 2 balls on the 2 times that his hat has flown off his head. So here's Jack Nesji, the second baseman, threw 105 pitches against the Mitchell Colonels in that 8-2 loss on Tuesday. On the outside edge, that's taken for a strike. And it's 0-1. SG went 5 2/3, 9 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts for the Warriors. And not a bad outing at all, even though he was still the losing pitcher. That one catches the inside corner. It's now 0-2 here to SG. 2 walks in the inning, allowing first and second. 0-2 pitch. There's a line shot. That's through for the base hit. 1 run will come in to score, just past the glove of Kaiser. And it's now a 2-1 ball game. First hit of the ball game for Washington gives the first run for Washington. They pull back within 1. And it's now Miles Reese with the runners at the corners. As Glovich wasted no time rounding second and heading to third. So it's now Miles Reese, the shortstop, who has an opportunity to bring in that second run and just 90 feet away. They would tie the ball game up here in the bottom of the first. Here's the first pitch. High and outside for ball 1. That was the first ball that was put into play as well. And a strikeout, walk, strikeout, walk. And then the base hit from Glovich. There's going to be from Nesjeep. That's upstairs. It is now quickly 2-0 to Miles Reese, the shortstop. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Zabel to Reese. Misses outside. He gets to the backstop, and that will tie the ball game up at 2-2. And to second base will be Nesjeet, and the count is now 3-0 to Miles Reese. They're tied up 2-2. As quickly as the Governors got the lead, they are now tied again. Hunsley will relace the cleats. Both walks have come back to haunt the Governors here in the bottom of the first inning. That one's upstairs and making the third walk issued by Zabel here in this bottom of the first. And so now here's Nick Olson, the number 7 hitter in the order. And he's got first and second here with 2 down. A base hit to give Washington the lead. And the first pitch from Zabel. That one just above the letters for ball 1. Nick Olson did not hit on Thursday. Did not hit on Tuesday either. As it counts 2-0. It's going to be 1-1. Now it's 2-1. As that one misses the zone. First and second with two away here in the bottom of the first. 2-2 is their score. Jed Zabel trying to work around 3 different walks, keep this a 2-2 ball game. That one comes upstairs and it's now 3-1. He's in danger of walking the bases loaded and issuing his 4th walk of the afternoon. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That one is taken for a strike. Olson looked like he was taken all the way. Now at 3-2 and 2 outs here in the inning. Everybody will get a head start here on first and second. SG leads away from second. Reese will lead away from first. Zabel will come set and deliver the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and Zabel with 3 walks also has 3 strikeouts in the inning. 2-run score, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. 1 inning completes here at Harmon Park, and the Pier Governors and the Washington Warriors are tied 2-2. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Comtech is a total technology solutions provider. Comtech is ready to get technology to work for you, not against you. Stop into Comtech to see our selection of TVs, home audio systems, computers, and security systems. They have brand names like Samsung, Bose, Sonos, and Lenovo, just to name a few. Comtech has what you're looking for in technology. Stop in at 1601 Lowell Avenue in Pier or visit their website at comtechplus.com. Comtech, your trusted technology solutions provider.
Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman at Floss Dentistry in Pier is family owned and operated. They have modern practice with skill and caring staff. They have same-day availability. Floss Dentistry is located at 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pier with hours Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Give them a call at 605-224-2161 and don't put off that scheduled cleaning any longer. Floss Dentistry, 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pier, or give Dr. Nick and Chelsea Brenneman a call at 605-224-2161. As we welcome you back here into the top of the second inning, the Pier Governors in a 2-2 tie with the Washington Warriors. It is going to be 7, 8, 9. Spencer Easlin, Kate Kaiser, and Brecken Kruger. As Joe Jacobson will work into his second inning here for the Washington Warriors. Spencer Easlin, as he comes in here the weekend. So far in the year, 444 batting average coming in the weekend with those 4 hits on 9 at-bats. Has 1 RBI so far. I believe he had an RBI last night. And the Governors left fielder looking to keep his strong starts going here of the 2022 season. And the wind is howling and will be howling all day. Swing and a miss by Easlin, and the count is now even at a ball and a strike to the Pier Governor left fielder. Be followed by Kate Kaiser and then Brecken Kruger. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is at the bottom of the zone at the knees, and it's now 1-2. Umpires takes his time on the strike call and going to hesitate a little bit if it's going to be a strike or not. 1-2 pitch. That one's upstairs. Some of them are obviously balls and strikes, but those borderline pitches. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Easlin. He goes down on strike. First strikeout of the ball game for Jacobson. And there's one down here to open up the top of the second. And it brings up Cade Kaiser. Kaiser looking to get the average back up there. He came into the weekend at 071 with that one hit. He did have a hit last night, so that average has jumped up above 100, but still trying to work his way out of a early season slump as the first pitch is missed for ball 1. You know, there's difficulties of a mid-season slump and a early season slump, as the 1-0 was up at the letters for strike 1. When you have a mid-season slump and you only go 1 for 14, that one's outside and it's now 2-1. It doesn't feel as prevalent as it is to start the season, because your batting average, it will dip a little bit, but if you're hitting around 300, it doesn't dip that far, as there's a swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2 to Kaiser. But when you start the season, you can see the batting average, and when the batting average is when below 100 to start the year, then you start to press a little bit more than, as Kaiser will get hit by the pitch, a curveball that's bounced off the hip, and he is on base here with one down in the top of the second. But whether you think it's different or not, there's a little bit more. It ends up being a little bit more stressful when you start the season in a slump than in the middle of the season, especially, again, when you're 1 for 14 in the middle of the season. Your average doesn't dip that far. 1 for 14 to start the year, your average is down low, and then a little bit easier to find and see that, as the first pitch to Brecken Kruger is upstairs for ball 1. But Kaiser is on first base, being hit by a pitch, takes off for a second, comes inside to Kruger, taken for a ball, and the throw to second was a good one, although it went off the glove of the second baseman, Nesji. It would have been a tough call for the umpire if Nesji was able to hold on to it. It bounced just in front of the bag. Might have bounced away from as well, but Kaiser is able to slide in safely without a tag being applied. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Jacobson to Kruger. That is outside edge, and it's now 2-1. So we 2-1 count here to Brecken Kruger, the number 9 hitter, be followed by Lincoln Keenel as the top of the order. Runner on second and one down. Long look in, and Brecken Kruger, before Jacobson ever nodded that he had the sign, ends up calling time. And will step back into the box. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Jacobson. Kruger will pop it up right side. That one's going to be not seen by the right fielder. It drops just behind the second baseman in Nesji. And it's now going to be first and third. A base hit for Brecken Kruger. And there's runners at the corners with one down here at the top of the second inning. The right fielder in Olson, he took 1-2 steps back, and then he threw his arms up in the air, saying he had no idea where that was at. It wasn't even really playable for Olson. Even if Olson sees it the whole way, he's not getting to that ball. It dropped in a little bit past second base and just behind the second baseman, Nesji, who also had really, I don't think there's anything that either one of those guys could do to actually make that play. First pitch to Keenels. He skies it out towards left field. That one's going back, still going back. Get out of here for a 3-run homer for Lincoln Keenels. Got it up in the wind, and it sailed out of here. And the Governors are up 5-2, the first home run of the season for Lincoln Keenels. He's been on base both times. He's come around to score both times. A 3-run shot for the shortstop and a 5-2 lead for the Pier Governors. Thought Keenels had hit one last night. But today, there's no doubt about that one. That one got out of here. Over by the right, just past to the right of the scoreboard. Put it up in the jet stream and let it do the rest of the work. He got all of it. But a 3-run shot for Lincoln Keenels, first home run of the season for the Governors. Here is now Matthew Hansen to follow suit. Their first pitch is outside for ball one. So the Governors now up 5-2, a 3-run lead. It felt like at some point something was coming for the Governors. They were due for a big fly of some kind, especially with the way the wind is. That's a 2-0 count now to Matthew Hansen. Pitch upstairs in the zone that I mentioned last night. If it's high, let it fly, and that's what Keenels did. There's a swing and a miss by Hansen. It's now 2-1. And of course, when you follow a guy that just hit a home run, you get the adrenaline going. First thing that comes to your mind, let's go back to back. But here's the 2-1 pitch to Hansen. That one is just off the plate. It was not caught by the catcher cleanly in Fitzsimmons. And it looked close to be in the zone, but it's now a 3-1 count here to Hansen. When picking back up again. Here's the 3-1 pitch. There's a ground ball right side, and Glovich will field it first. He will step on the bag, and there's now 2 down as Jacobson was able to come back and get the second out of the inning after the 3-run shot. And it brings up Gary Nedved, who is 1 for 1 with an RBI single. He came around to score on the RBI single from Hunsley back in the first inning, which gave the Governors a 2-0 lead. Here's the first pitch. There's a line shot, and Landon Badger getting out of the way over at third base. Give him a glove, he makes the play. No need to try and make that play with the bare hand. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one comes inside and is now 1-1. There's some trash that has found its way behind home plate. There's a ground ball. Just fouled down the third, just over the third base bag and foul. Yes, it wasn't over the bag. It was near being over the bag, and it's now 1-2. Got a grocery bag that last night that flew across the field so quickly. And when picked it up, carried it, hit the fence, and so thankfully able to get that taken away and thrown in the trash can. Count is 1-2 as Nedved was able to foul off that pitch to stay alive. 1-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss by Nedved, and that will retire the side. But the damage done by Lincoln Keenels. A 3-run shot, 3-run score in the inning, 2 hits with a big fly from Keenels, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. The Pier Governors, they lead at 5-2 over the Washington Warriors. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pier, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Back here as we head to the bottom of the second inning, the Pier Governors, they lead at 5-2 over the Washington Warriors as the first pitch from Jed Zabel will catch the outside edge for strike one. As for the Washington Warriors, it is 8-9-1, Aiden Doyle, Braden Olson, and Cale Swanson. And hats are flying again. Brecken Kruger put the glove on top of his head to keep from his hat flying away. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's upstairs and it's now 1-1. A lot of these guys are pretty much every pitch touching their hats to make sure that it's down. There's a hit by pitch as Doyle was trying to jump out of the way. Unable to. He got hit in the foot, and the leadoff man is on base. That is the fourth free pass issued by Jet Zabel so far in this ball game. 3 walks and now hit by pitch. Here's Braden Olson, the designated hitter. Olson ended up going 0 for 3 with the walk and 2 strikeouts on Thursday. And went 1 for 2 with a walk on Tuesday against Mitchell. That one comes in, nearly hits Olson, but it gets to the backstop. To second base will be Doyle. And just like that already, a runner in score position here for the Washington Warriors. So Aiden Doyle, the left fielder at second base. That one goes behind Olson, gets to the backstop, and it's now going to be moving up Doyle over to third. And the count's now 2-0. That's 3 straight that Zabel's not been able to find the really near the strike zone. He hit Doyle, and then he's almost hit Olson twice. And the runner's already moved up to third base. Here's a 2-0 pitch. There's a swing and a miss by Braden Olson. Cale Swanson is on deck, the top of the order, about to come back up here for the Warriors. 2-1 pitch, high and outside, and it's now 3-1. 5 runs, 4 hits for the Governors. 2 runs, 1 hit so far here for the Washington Warriors. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That is taken for a strike on the outside edge at the letters. And the count is now full at 3-2. Olson had tossed the bat, thinking it was ball 4, and now here's the 3-2 pitch. He'll pop this one out towards center field. Brecken Kruger still going back. He'll make the catch. The runner will tag. He will score without a play. Doyle started to take off for home, had to come back and tag up. And he does come in to score. It is now an 5-3 ball game with 1 down here in the bottom of the second. It turns into a sac fly RBI for Olson. So it doesn't help the on-base percentage, but doesn't hurt the average where he thought it was going to be ball 4. Ends up getting an RBI out of it without actually hurting the batting average at all. Here's the first pitch to Cale Swanson. That's upstairs for ball 1. Swanson struck out swinging in his first trip to the, or struck out looking in his first trip to the plate. That one will miss low, and it's now 2-0. Governors with this next game still to play. And obviously, Washington, they'll play Washington again. That one just misses outside, and it's now 3-0. We'll see how long of a leash that Jet Zabel has, as that one will catch the bottom of the zone. It's now 3-1. Swanson was taking all the way. Still good hitters count here for Cale Swanson. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one's on the outside edge. It's now 3-2, and Swanson doesn't like that call either. Last two hitters for Washington haven't liked the 3-1 strike call. That one's upstairs, and that will be ball 4. And that is now the 4th walk issued by Zabel here this afternoon. Here's Bryce Ronkin, the third baseman. He walked, came in to score. Back-to-back lefties for the Warriors. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Five to 3 here for the Governors in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's on the outside corner, now 1-1. To the Washington Warrior third baseman. Zabel a long look at first, 1-1 pitch. Right back up the middle, that's through for a base hit. Nearly got the feet of Zabel. Is now first and second with one down. And it brings up the number 3 hitter in Tristan Fitzsimmons. Second hit of the ball game for the Washington Warriors. Fitzsimmons struck out swinging. He was part of the 3 strikeouts that Zabel had in the first inning, as the ball was put into play just once in the first 7 hitters. With 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 1 single. He is showing bunts. He pulls it back and will take ball 1. Showing bunt again. Nedved's creeping in, pulls it back, and he takes strike 1 now at the knees, and it's now 1-1. So again, showing bunt another time. Runner takes off, starting to take off for third. Is dropped down. Zabel will pick up with a bare hand. The throw to first is wide, and it gets away, and it will bring in 1 run. The other run at third, he's going to be waved in. He's going to come in to score. He's kind of limping, running around. Ronkin limping all the way around from first base. Both runs score on the throwing error from Zabel. And we are tied once again, 5-5. And the go-ahead run is now at third base as well. So a good bunt drop down from Fitzsimmons, but a throwing error charge from Zabel. And we are tied once again, 5-5. And we are only in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch is outside to Andrew Glovich for ball 1. Glovich walks, came in to score. That was on the RBI single from Nesci. That actually came in to score on the wild pitch. Counts 2-0 here to Andrew Glovich. The 2-0 pitch is at the bottom of the zone in the inside corner. Is now 2-1. We are shaping up to have a wild game here in game number 1. There's a line shot down the third base line. That is fair, and the Warriors have the lead. An RBI single for Andrew Glovich. It's now 6-5. And the Governors now down for the first time in this ball game. And it brings up Jack Nesci, who has the 1-for-0 with an RBI single. You're listening to KCCR Pier, a Riverfront Broadcasting station, as we are nearing already the first hour mark of this ball game. We're in the bottom of the second. 6-5 now our score. The Warriors have scored 4 runs this inning. First pitch is taken for strike 1 to Jack Nesci. It was 2 in the first for the Governors on 2 RBI singles, one from Nedved, the other from Hunsley. Then an RBI single from Nesci, scoring on a wild pitch to make it 2-2. That was off the glove of Hunsley on a pitch that was up in the zone. Counts now 1-1, and there's a runner on second as Glovich will move up 90 feet. Then the top of the second, Lincoln Kienholz hit his first home run of the season, a 3-run blast to make it 5-2. But here in the bottom of the second, an RBI sac fly, and then a 2-run scoring error charge to the pitcher Zabel. And then a base hit, RBI single for Glovich has made a 6-5 game for the Warriors. Count is 2-1 to Jack Nesci. 2-1 pitch. That one will miss low and inside, and is now 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Outside, and it's going to be taken for a walk. And it's now first and second with one down. And it will bring up Miles Reese. Miles Reese walked and was stranded at first base. Back in the first inning, he's the 8th man to come to the plate in this bottom of the second. Here's the first pitch from Zabel. There's a ground ball that'll be fouled on the third base line. And it is 0-1. We're talking about how this game could be a wild one, and the time already past 2 o'clock. We start at 1:25. Rolling in close to an hour already. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. You talk about the pitch clock that they've added in the minor league baseball, and I think they're saving like 29 minutes of game time on average has gone down with the pitch clock. That one's fouled back, and it's now 0-2. Have guys that they have to get in the box. The hitters have to get in the box. The pitchers have so much time between pitches to get back on the rubber and throw again. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's outside, it's now 1-2. And for that to be saving that much time is kind of wild to think about. The count's now 2-2, from 0-2 down to 2-2. Of course, you get games have extended in Major League Baseball, and I think the biggest thing is that there's so many walks and strikeouts. Nobody puts the ball in play. 2-2 pitch, and they will say that he swung, did Reese. And there's now 2 down, and that is a gift for the Pier Governors. That's the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Jed Zabel. That's a gift that Pier will take, because I don't know how much off the shoulder that bat went from Reese. First pitch is outside for ball 1 to Nick Olson, who struck out swinging to end the first inning. So now he's back up with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. 9th man to come to the plate. Swing and a miss by Nick Olson. It's now 1-1. And Reese was wanting the home plate umpire to check with the base umpire, as he counts now 2-1. And whether or not he would or he can't actually do that, once he can ask for the appeal if he did not say he went. But once he says that he went for a swing, that's not an appeal play. Although if he had asked, I think the base umpire would have said he did not swing. Here's a pitch from Zabel to Nick Olson. That is outside. And the count is now 3-1. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That's a walk, and the bases are now loaded. And the 10th man to come to the plate, Aiden Doyle, who was hit by a pitch to open up this second inning. We'll have the bases loaded and 2 away. Ryan Kruger will come out and talk with Zabel. Issued 6 walks, also hit a man as well. 7 free passes and only 3 hits allowed so far from Zabel. He's got 4 strikeouts. That pitch count, when he got as many walks as that is and as many strikeouts in 2 innings of work, Or actually inning and 2/3 of work right now. That pitch count soars up very quickly. So it's Aiden Doyle now the 10th man to come to the plate. This will be pitch number 78 for Zabel. Here is the first pitch. That was fouled off the leg of Hunsley. That one, I think, hurt a little bit, didn't feel too bad. Again, pitch number 78, so Zabel will be unavailable for Tuesday's game, no matter if he reaches that 80 pitch threshold or not. He's going to be out for at least 3 days of rest before he can pitch again. So that will allow him to pitch again next Friday, but not beforehand. There's a swing and a miss. It is now 0-2 to Aiden Doyle. Here with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. A 6-5 lead. Zabel peers in. He'll get the sign. Comes set. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's popped up right side. Lettler coming in. He dives, and he cannot make the catch. 2 runs will come in to score. And it's now an 8-5 ball game. And again, if there's no wind, that's not even a diveable ball for Lettler. It's a routine fly out. But instead, it ends up being a 2 RBI single for Doyle. And the lead is up to now 8-5. And it's first and third. And we are going to have a pitching change as the Governors will see who we're going to have come into pitch and where everybody else will go. We will step aside for a minute, come back with all the changes. Governors down 8-5 here in the bottom of the second of the Washington Warriors. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At the Y, we're more than a gym. We're a cause-driven charitable organization nurturing the potential of every youth, adult, and senior in our community. From advocacy to childcare, disease prevention to athletics, swim lessons to safe spaces, our mission ensures that everyone, regardless of their financial situation, can participate in the services that we offer at the Y. We invite you to stop in and check out our youth sports, summer camps, group exercise classes, swim lessons, and so much more. Discover your Y at the Oahe Family YMCA in Pier, where we are for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
The count may change with every pitch, but what doesn't change is God's love for you. Come join us at Faith Lutheran Church to hear about the God who blesses us with athletic skill, meaningful relationships, and the peace and comfort that comes from his son Jesus. You can worship on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. or on Sunday mornings at 8:30 or 11 a.m. Faith Lutheran Church is up the hill at 714 North Grand, and happy to support our athletes, their families, and our community.
As we welcome you back here in the bottom of the second inning, as Matthew Hansen will be the new man on the mound for the Pier Governors. There's a lot of rotating around in positional-wise. I guess maybe not as much, but it looks like Jet Zabel will be out in center field now. Spencer Lettler stays in right. Spencer Easlin stays in left. Cade Kaiser shifts from third to second. From second to third, and Brecken Kruger goes from center field out to second base, where Matthew Hansen now will be on the mound for the Governors, who will be making his Pier Governor debut here this season on the mound for this Pier team, as Braden Olson, who had a sac fly, RBI in the first out of this inning, which made it at that point a 5-3 game. Now's an opportunity to add still to it. 6 runs have scored here in the second. First pitch from Hansen. That one will catch the outside edge, and it's 0-1. And we'll not be able to close the book quite yet for Jed Zabel. Actually, we might be able to in terms of how many earned runs he had, with an error so far in the inning. Zabel is given up 4 hits. He gave up 8 runs so far. He could potentially give up 10 at the most, with the runner at first and third are still his, but 4 earned runs, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts, 4 hits, an inning and 2/3. And Matt Hansen can't keep a hold of his hat. So the count is 1-1 here to the DH Braden Olson. There's a ground ball right back up the middle. That's through for a base hit to make it now 9-5. Moving from second to third will be Doyle on the base hit. And Olson drives in his second RBI of the inning. And it's a 9-5 lead here, still first and third in the bottom of the second inning. Cale Swanson, who walked earlier in the inning and came around to score. This is to be his third trip to the plate. Struck out looking to open up the bottom of the first. And also walked and came around. First pitch is over for strike one. It's a 9-5 lead now for the Washington Warriors. And the Governors led 2-0 and 5-2. But now trail it by 4. There's a swing and a foul tip. Ends up being a foul ball, and Hunsley didn't catch it cleanly. Either way, it's still strike 2, and it's now an 0-2 count, and Hansen a strike away from finally putting an end to this inning. Comes set from the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's outside, and it's now 1-2. This is game 1 of a doubleheader here against the Washington Warriors. Boy, Pierre right now just be nice to be back at home. Have not played at Hyatt Stadium in 2022. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Runner takes off. There's another base hit out into right field. Rounding second, heading for third. They're going to try and wave in Braden Olson. The throw coming in, comes to the plate, diving head first and sliding in safely is Olson. A 2 RBI, 2-out single for Swanson, and it's now 11-5 for the Washington Warriors. And the inning continues. 9 runs in this second inning for the Washington Warriors. Officially close of the day for Jet Zabel. 1 2/3 innings, 10 runs, 4 of them earned. 4 hits, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts. First pitch bounces in for ball 1. Again, the Governors led by 3 going into the bottom of the second, now down by 6. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Hansen to Bryce Ronkin. That one will also miss off the glove of Hunsley, but not taking second is Swanson. Was headed back to the first base, then realized the ball had barely got away from Hunsley and did not attempt to take second base. 13th man to come to the plate here in the inning. That one misses outside, and it's now 3-0. And this has become a nightmare inning for the Governors. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's another walk. After 3 straight singles, be the 5th straight man to reach base. And it now brings up Fitzsimmons, who reached on air in the second inning. In this inning. Came around to score. He ended up getting third base on the throwing error. And it wasn't going to be a tough play. It looked like if this throw was good, it would have gotten Simmons out at first base. But it got away from Kaiser, ended up scoring those 2 runs. But if that play is made, this ball game is sitting at 7-3 or 7-5 instead of now 11-5. 4 runs have scored since the second out was recorded by the Governors. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. Wind continued to be ferocious out here. And Hanson will step off. Either to keep the runner at second close in Swanson or just to make sure the wind doesn't affect the pitch too much. Here's now the 0-2 pitch from Hanson to Fitzsimmons. Comes inside and hits him. And the inning will continue. And we'll bring up now Andrew Glovich, who had an RBI single so far in the inning. We'll have a courtesy runner for the Washington Warriors. That will run for Fitzsimmons. And that is Jacob Muchow. First pitch inside to Glovich for ball one. Now this is the 15th man to come to the plate in this second inning. The bases are loaded with 2 away. That one will miss, and it's now 2-0. The Governors will find themselves down by a handful by the time they come to the plate in the top of the third, whether it's by 6 or more. There's a line shot that just misses Swanson over at third base. He was in foul territory, so it would have been just a foul ball if he had been hit. Well, that's why they teach you that when you lead off at third to stay in foul territory, because if you are hit, it's just a foul ball. If you're in fair territory, it ends up being an out. The 2-1 pitch, that one's grounded foul over to the third base dugout. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Here, Governors are trying to finally put an end to this inning. Nine runs have scored, and there's still the bases loaded. 2-2 pitch. That one is fouled off the foot of Glovich. And so he will have to walk that off. But he stays alive at 2-2. 11 runs on 7 hits so far for the Washington Warriors. Scored 9 runs on 6 hits here in the inning. Including 3 straight hits. That one will miss, and it's now 3-2. So everybody gets a head start. The base is loaded and 2 outs. The 3-2 pitch. Glovich fouls it back. And we'll do it again here at 3-2. So another time with everybody getting moving. The 3-2 pitch from Hanson to Glovich. Fouled back, and we'll do it another time. The Governors have made good pitches, and they've been spoiled away by the Washington Warriors. So everybody will do it a third time. The only guy that's not really out of breath will be the runner at third in Swanson, who doesn't have to take too much of a running start. 3-2 pitch again. Comes upstairs, misses for ball 4. A run will come in, the 12th run, or the 10th run of the inning, and the 12th run of the ball game. And it's now a 12-5 ball game. And Jack Nesci, who walked earlier in this inning, who is 1 for 1, will come to the plate. Second RBI of the ball game for Andrew Glovich. So the bases are still loaded here with 2 away. That one's fouled back. And it's 0-1. Again, Pier will play one varsity game on a Tuesday. They'll have a JV game that plays at 5 o'clock, and then a varsity game against the Huron Tigers at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. We'll have that lone varsity game on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. That one's right down the middle, taken for strike 2 to Nesci. And then a doubleheader against the Harrisburg Tigers on Friday. The 5 and second game to start 30 minutes later at Hyde Stadium. We'll have both of those games for you on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. That one's skied out towards left center field. That one's going to get down for extra bases. One hops off the wall. 2 runs will score. A third run will come around to score a 3 RBI bases clearing double. And it's now a 15-5 lead for the Washington Warriors here in the bottom of the second inning. And Nestji's got 4 RBIs now, 2 for 2. And the Pier Governors the struggles continue. And Matt Hansen, he will come out of the ball game or be relieved from the ball game. He'll stay in. And I think maybe Lincoln Keenels. We'll see who the new pitcher is going to be. The Pier Governors down 15-5. We'll step aside and we'll return here in a minute. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pier and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
As we welcome you back here, Brecken Kruger is now the man on the mound as Kaiser will go back to second, Hansen back to third, and now Brecken Kruger will be the new Pier Governor pitcher. With a runner on second and 2 away, a 13-run inning for the Washington Warriors. And it is the 17th man to come to the plate, Miles Reese. With 2 away, first pitch misses outside for ball 1. So the inning got started with Aiden Doyle, who was hit by a pitch. He came back up and had an RBI single. He is now in the hole to bat for a potential third time, as it counts now 1-1. Nick Olson, who ended the first inning, has a chance to come up. He is on deck. Will be the next guy to hit if Miles Reese is able to reach base, who was 0 for 1 so far with a walk and a strikeout. That ball will hit the dirt, get behind Hunsley. They'll throw it over to third base, and it's now going to be a runner on third, and the count is 2-1. Jack Nestji will make his way to third. Nestji has been on base all 3 times. Washington has scored 15 runs in 2 innings, but somehow Nestji has not scored yet. He was stranded. Well, I guess no, he has come in to score. He's had to have come in to score already, so otherwise it would be impossible that he'd still be on third base. But he was walked and did come in to score early on in this inning. There's another walk issued to Miles Reese, and it will bring up Nick Olson, the right fielder. First and third with 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Here's the first pitch to Nick Olson, who drew a walk his first trip to the plate. Everybody will have at least had a plate appearance, even if someone gets picked off. Everybody will come up to the plate twice in this inning for the Washington Warriors. Here's the 0-1 pitch. I don't know, miss low and outside. And now for the Governors, this is a game that's gotten away from you, and you still got 9 outs to work with to try and stay within 10 runs, because we're only in the bottom of the second. As there's a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. But for everybody that comes up, and the first three hitters will be Jet Zabel, Grayson Hunsley, and Spencer Lettler. You got to go up there and you can't take off the at-bats. You can't just say, well, the game's over, we're going to lose, and we'll just try the next game. No, the part of baseball, which is what makes it a great sport, is that the time just doesn't run out on you, and you pick up a win. It doesn't matter how well you play at the end. You go out there and you have to have good at-bats still. 1-2 pitch is looked at for strike three, and Olson's down for the second time on strikes, and that finally puts an end to the second inning. The Pierre Governors allow 13 runs to score in this second inning, and it is a 15-5 lead for the Washington Warriors here at the end of the second inning. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pier area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC. When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pier. Zander's has been servicing the Pier area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pier or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
It is 4, 5, and 6 here for the Pierre Governors as we open up the top of the third, and they have a lot of work in front of them. Down 15-5 here in this top of the third inning. This has been the best offensive output the Governors have had in the last several games. You know, they scored, 9 runs in the second game last night. That kind of carried over offensively into the first inning in the top of the second inning as Jet Zabel will take ball one here to open up the top of the third inning. And Zabel's 0 for 1. Ground out to the second baseman. His first at-bat is now 2-0. And for Jacobson and for the Washington Warriors, I mean, this is an inning that you go out and throw strikes. Walks are not what you want to see if you're the Warriors. That one's taken for a strike on the outside edge, and it's now 2-1. Because you built that 10-run lead. You've got all the momentum. The dugout for the Pierre Governors can't be in too much of a good mood right now, and shouldn't be in a good mood right now. Down 15-5. That pitch comes inside and misses for ball 3, and the count is now 3-1. Jacobson from the windup. Here is the 3-1 pitch. He walks Zabel to open up the top of the third inning. So for Washington, doesn't make the coaching staff happy too much to have a leadoff walk. But here's now Grayson Hunsley. Had an RBI single back in the first inning, and that gave the Governors a 2-0 lead. Up 2-0 in the top of the first, up 5-2 after the top of the second. But now to start this third inning, down 15-5. Here is the 1-0 pitch, and it's now 1-1. Runner on first, that is Zabel. Here's the 1-1. That one is a swing and a miss. There was no indication that it was. I wouldn't actually correct that as George Stolley is at the plate, not Grayson Hunsley. The count is now 1-2 here to Stolley. Stolley looks like he will be, at least potentially could take over for Grayson Hunsley. Here's 1-2 pitch. That one's chopped at the plate. Picked up by the pitcher Jacobson. Underhand flips to the first baseman Glovich. And there's one down here in the top of the third as Zabel moves up to second. And now here is Spencer Lettler, who is 0 for 1, grounding out to the second baseman in his first at bat. Lettler, one of the two lefties in the lineup for the Governors. First pitch is outside for ball one. He followed by Spencer Easlin. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's upstairs. It is now 2-0. Lettler's still out in right field. With a lot of different movement around for the Governors. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's actually not as much movement anymore. It's now 2-1 because Zabel's out in center and Kruger's on the mound, so everybody's back in their same defensive spots to begin the game other than Kruger and Zabel. And the count 2-1 to Lettler. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Comes in and hits him. So it's now first and second with one away. And it brings up Spencer Easlin. Easlin struck out swinging to open up the top of the second. And again, just you go back not too long ago. Well, it probably feels a little bit like a long time ago. The Governors had a 5-2 lead on a 3-run homer from Lincoln Kienholz. First pitch misses low for ball one. Felt like the momentum was there for Pierre. But instead, it turned into a 13-run second inning. There's a swing and a miss by Easlin. The count's now 1-1. Cade Kaiser will follow. Brecken Kruger definitely will follow as he's still the pitcher right now for the Governors. But George Staley pinch hit for Grayson Hunsley. That was on the outside edge, taken for a strike, and is now 1-2. So far for Jacobson, 2 strikeouts. One of those strikeout victims is Easlin. He's got a 1-2 count right now on the Governor left fielder. Jacobson comes set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Comes inside and is now 2-2. Well, the craziness of the weather around the state. It's 77 degrees here in Sioux Falls right now. But it's only 40 degrees back in the capital city. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Second out here in the top of the third. And it brings up Cade Kaiser. Rapid City's got snow showers in 33. Mitchell's still sitting at 60 degrees. Aberdeen at 68. You get farther west of Mitchell and things start to take a turn for the cooler temperatures. First pitch is over for strike one. News director Zach Nelson last night was busy, and DT Meyer as well, busy with severe weather coverage. A lot of different storms going around the listening area. That was a ground ball back up the middle. It'll be backhanded, and it will get all the way through. In for a base hit. Zabel will come around to score. Makes it a 15-6 ball game. That will be an RBI single for Cade Kaiser. A seeing eye single right up the middle. Jacobson tried to barehand it, did not. And then Nesgy and Reese both went for it. One behind the other, and were unable to make the play. And it got squeaked its way into center field for a base hit. And an RBI for Cade Kaiser, and it brings up now Brecken Kruger with a 9-run deficit, 15-6 here in the top of the third. First pitch is over for ball one. Kruger singled on a shallow pop-up, a little bit of a blooper that fall in for a base hit, and that one's upstairs. It is now 2-0 here to the Governor pitcher at the moment. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Kruger will sky this out towards left field. Coming in on the run is Doyle. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the third. 1 run scores, though, for the Governors on 1 hit in the inning, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We have played 2.5, and the Pier Governors trail it by 9, 15-6. Listen to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pier. Learn more at avera.org/news.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
As we welcome you back here, the bottom of the third inning. Pier Governors down to 15-6. With here for the Washington Warriors, 8-9-1. Aiden Doyle, Braden Olson, and Cale Swanson. And it's the Governors still have another 6 outs to work with in the top of the fourth, top of the fifth, and right now, if nothing changes score-wise, we're going to at least play our way in the 6th inning. Just a 9-run deficit here in the bottom of the third inning. Here's the first pitch to Doyle. Swings and misses. He was way out in front of it. Got it tied up in knots a little bit. And all it does is just strike 1, though, for Doyle. Here's the 0-1 pitch. One is outside edge for strike 2. And the count is now 0-2. Doyle was hit by a pitch and also singled home a run all that second inning. That's his only 2 plate appearance. Swings and misses on 3 pitches. There's a strikeout to open up the bottom of the third. And there's 1 down. Governor scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, and even 1 in the third. So they offensively have been able to at least put runs on the board in all 3 innings. The difference is the 13-run second inning. Here's a ground ball left side. Keenholz will field. The throw to first is in time, and they're 2 down. The first 2 are quickly retired here in the bottom of the third inning. And it would be good for the Governors to have a quick inning defensively, because it just hasn't felt like it's been too many quick innings for Pierre so far. One this weekend, but really for a lot since the end of the first weekend of the year. First pitch is missed low for ball 1. Cale Swanson, his 4th trip to the plate. He is 1 for 2 so far. Struck out looking, walked, and then singled home 2 runs. That one's fouled back, and the count is now even at a ball and a strike. We'll have game number 2 for you coming up, which will probably be around 20 minutes after game 1 ends. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is skied out to center field. Zabel has to go back. Still going back. It's over his head as the wind carried that one all the way out. It rolls up against the fence. Rounding second, heading for third is Swanson. He will be waved in, trying to get inside the park home run. The throw comes up. It's going to be short, and an inside the park home run for Cale Swanson. And it's back to a 10-run lead. So now here's Bryce Ronkin, who has been on base all 3 times. He's come to the plate 1 for 1 so far. As he singled in his first trip to the plate in the second inning and also walked in the first and his second trip in the second inning. That one's popped out towards left center field. That one's going to drop in. Another hit here for Washington. Bryce Ronkin now 2 for 2 on base all 4 times, and there's still 2 away, but now runner on first here in the bottom of the third for Tristan Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons struck out swinging, reached on an error, and was also hit by a pitch. When you think about that all the way back in the second inning, he laid down a bunt, because at the time it was, I believe it was still a 5-4 game. It was a 5-3 game. Washington was losing. That was popped up. That one should stay on in play, and it will. And Gary Nedved will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the third inning. Another run scores on the inside the park home run. 2 hits in the inning in total. There are no errors and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the 4th inning, 16-6. Washington leading Pier. You listen to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Verdict Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Verdict Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Verdict Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Verdict Electric, 224-8684.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pier carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pier is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
That's the top of the 4th inning. The Pier Governors down by 10, 16-6, as it will be the top of the order. Lincoln Keenels will lead things off. It'll be followed by Matthew Hansen and Gary Nedved. That was the quickest inning for the Governors so far, but they still allowed a run on the inside the park home run. So it's back to a 10-run deficit for the Pier Governors. And Keenels will make his way to the plate. Jacobson, 4th inning of work. And now, and without looking through the Washington schedule, you almost just allow Jacobson to go as long as he can to save arms for game 2, but also save some arms maybe in the beginning of next week as well, because at the where he's at, he wouldn't be available for the first part of the week. And again, there's still another game left to play here in this doubleheader, as the first pitch is missed for ball 1 to Lincoln Keenels. That's where you think, well, maybe get somebody else up and going for the Washington Warriors, but really you don't want to, because while the score is at a large margin, it allows you to save arms as the count's now 3-0. Now, the other thing is, though, that as he's up to 70 pitches, got to be able to throw strikes and not walk anybody, because you can drive a coach to have a lot of great hair. 3-0 pitch is over for a strike, and it's now 3-1. Lincoln Keenels, he is 1 for 1, a 3-run homer in the second inning. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Comes inside, but taken for a strike, and it's now 3-2. And a full count pitch upcoming from Jacobson to Keenels. Inside, and it will be a leadoff walk. The third time that Keenels has been on base, as he has opened up the first and third and fourth innings with walks. And now here's Matthew Hansen, who is 0 for 2. Some action out in the bullpen out in right field for the Governors, but looks like everybody is warm. There's a swing and a miss by Hansen. He followed by Nedved, then Jet Zabel. 16-6 here in the top of the fourth inning. Hansen trying to bunt his way on. It's rolling down the third base line, and it will roll foul. And a good bunt there from Hansen, but he hit the Jagger line and bounced its way foul. So it's now an 0-2 count here to the Governor third baseman. I'll give you his totals on the mound as well. Here's the 0-2. That one's popped up, and boy, the wind looked like a curveball coming off the bat of Matt Hansen. It looked like it almost dropped in because there's a little bit of some space between the netting and the grandstand. And it almost looked like it was going to drop in with the way that ball went up, and the wind caught it. Here's the 0-2 pitch again to Hansen. Upstairs, and it's now 1-2. Matthew Hansen did not record an out in his appearance. Had 3 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. That one will miss low, and it's now 2-2. And really, with Hansen coming in, trying to get that out, if Zabel would have stayed in the ball game, and not saying that he should have or shouldn't have, as that one's popped up on the infield. Second baseman and Nesgy will make the catch. And there's now 1 down here in the top of the fourth, and it brings up Gary Nedved. But he got tagged for all 5 runs being earned. Had Zabel stayed in, the Governors would have 5 earned runs out of the 16 that have scored, instead of having 10 earned runs of the 16 that have scored. Just 5 hits so far here for the Pier Governors. There's a ground ball right side. There's the second hit of the ball game for Gary Nedved. He's 2 for 3. And it's now first and second with 1 down here in the inning. And now here is Jet Zabel. Zabel is 0 for 1, grounded out and also walked. Here's the first pitch to Jet Zabel. Comes inside for ball 1. George Stolle is on deck. That'll be his second at-bat upcoming. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Zabel. That one will catch the inside edge, and it's now 1-1. On game 2, this game is not over. It's still plenty of time left to go. We got 5 outs to work with to at least keep it within 10 runs. And then you try and claw your way back. He came back from an 8-run almost came back from an 8-run deficit yesterday. He scored 7 straight runs to make it 10-9, but just couldn't finish the job to tie it up, maybe take the lead. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Zabel. That one will miss low, and it's now 3-1. But if this game does not end well for the Governors, and right now get the win probability would not be very high for the Governors if it would even be 10%. I don't think there'd be any chance it would be 10%. That was fouled off at the plate by Zabel. It's now 3-2. You have to find a way to come back and win game number 2. You do not want to go 0-4 this weekend. Drop to 3-7. Going home for the first time in 2022. 3-2 pitch is outside, and that's a walk. And the bases are now loaded. Here with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. And that will draw out a mound visit. We'll see if Jacobson stays in the ball game as his pitch count continues to get up there, and maybe they'll try to get his 4 innings out of Jacobson. The bases are going to be loaded here for George Stolle, as the Govs trail 16-6. Pierce, actually, there has not been any half inning with 0 on the board. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, and 1 in the third for the Governors. 2 in the first, 13 in the second, and 1 in the third for Washington. And Pierre is threatening now to score their first runs here in the top of the fourth inning. So here is George Stolley. The base is loaded and 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. First pitch. Stolley rips it down the third base line. That is fair for a base hit. 2 runs will come in to score. Heading for third is Zabel. He is going to slide in. It's going to be a 2 RBI double for George Stolley. And the lead is now 16-8. And a good piece of hitting jumping on the first pitch for Stolley. And there it is again. Everybody that comes to the plate, while the game feels like it's not going to go the way for the Governors, you have to take every individual at bat seriously. George Stolley did so, got a double, drove in 2 runs, and still have 2 men in scoring position here for Spencer Lettler. It was 0 for 1. Grounded out to the second baseman, also hit by a pitch in a new baseball for Jacobson. Spencer Easlin waits on deck for the Governors. That pitch, ground ball to the right side. Backhand scoop there from the first baseman, Glovich. Led Jacobson almost a little bit too far where Lettler and Jacobson almost ran into each other. The play is made. There's 2 outs, and a run does come in to score to make it 16-9. As it will bring up now Spencer Easlin and a runner on third. So it goes as 3-1 on the RBI ground out. And it brings up Spencer Easlin, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Easlin's got the RBI opportunity to make this a 6-run game as the high-scoring affair continues. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is fouled at the plate off the end of the bat by Easlin, and the count is now even at a ball and a strike. Runner on third, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Governors down 16-9. Pitch, ground ball left side. It'll be fielded by the shortstop and Reese. The throw to first is in time and will retire things here in the top of the fourth inning. Another 3-run score for the Governors on 2 hits in the inning. No errors and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Let's see if the Governors can get a big 0. They trail at 16-9 to the Washington Warriors. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pier. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
Hey, let's go. We're going to be late for the baseball game.
I know, my air conditioner is letting me down like our middle reliever last game. I have to give someone a call.
That's easy. Call in the closer, AirTech Heating and Cooling. They use Coleman brand heaters and air conditioners, and like our team's closer, AirTech with Coleman products give us quality and dependability we can trust to win the game.
You're right. I'm going to the bullpen. AirTech, I need you.
KCCR Pier, AM 1240 and 98.9 FM, a Riverfront broadcasting station.
As we welcome you back here at bottom of the fourth inning, Pier Governors down 16-9. Brecken Kruger. As Andrew Glovich will be the first man to come to the plate, 4, 5, and 6. Glovich, Nesky, and Reese. First pitch to Glovich is outside edge for strike 1. The Governors scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and now 3 in the fourth. As there's a swing and a miss by Glovich. It's now 0-2. We have not seen a 0 up on the board yet in any half inning. Washington had 2 in the first, 13 in the second, and 1 in the third. 0-2 pitch. That one misses low and outside for ball 1. That 13 spot. And the scoreboard here at Sioux Falls, and I believe it's also the same way it would be at Heights Stadium, is that it doesn't allow you to have 10-plus runs in an inning. So right now, if you got here and you didn't look at the score across, the actual score, you'd think that the Governors were winning. It says 2-3-1 up there in each inning. There's a line shot off the glove of Hanson into left field for a base hit. Hard turnaround first for Glovich. He will stop there. And a leadoff single for Glovich. And that will bring up Jack Nesjeep. So Glovich has been on base all 4 times. He is now 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Glovich is 2 for 2 with a walk. He's been on base all 3 times. He's actually been stranded twice. The 5 guys they left on base, Nesjeep has been left on base twice so far. Runner takes off for a second to throw to second. Is not going to be in time. Pitch was taken outside for ball 1. And a steal for for Andrew Glovich. The count is 1-0 to Nesjeep. That wind is picking back up again. Never really died down, but picking up to be a little bit stronger here. It's now 2-0 to Nesjeep. Be Miles Reese and then Nick Olson. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That was popped up, foul territory. It's going to stay in play, but boy, the ball went up, straight up from home plate. By the time it landed, it was 50 feet from nowhere close to where that ball, where he thought it would be, where he lost it with the grandstand going up. And so the count's now 2-1. Runner on second, nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-1 pitch. That one's out towards center field. Zabel goes back on it, still going back, and it's over his head as the wind kept pushing it out there. So another run's going to come in to score as he rounds third and will score easily. It will end up being a double for Jack Nesjeep. He is now 3 for 3 and has 5 runs driven in the ball game. And the lead is 17-9. Here's Miles Reese. 17-9 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Pierre can't get that 0 on the board. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Breckenkruger comes set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's out to the gap in left center field. That's down for extra bases. Another run will come in to score. Rounding first, heading for second is Reese. He's going to round second and head for third. The throw is going to be cut off by Keenels. A triple for Reese. And the lead is now 18-9. First RBI, first hit of the ball game for Reese. As now Nick Olson looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and also a walk. First pitch is over for strike 1. Good off speed there from Breckenkruger. So we'll give the Washington Warriors another 10-run lead. That man standing at third base right now as the count's now 0-2 as that's fouled back to the screen. The Governors in the top of the 5th inning will have 8-9-1. Cade Kaiser, Breckenkruger, and Lincoln Keenels. That one's popped up. That one's going to drop in for a base hit. And Wind carried that one out to center field. Probably is going to drop even without the wind. But it's now a 10-run ball game once again on an RBI single for Nick Olson. So now the Governors have to score at least 1 run at the top of the 5th to allow this game to continue in the bottom of the 5th inning. But Aiden Doyle will come to the plate. He is 1 for 2. Was hit by a pitch, RBI single, and also struck out. It was the first pitch to him. That one be taken for strike one. We'll see if Jacobson comes out, and again, no action. The bullpen out left field. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. Expect to see Jacobson. Right now, I would expect to see him come out for the 5th inning. 0-2 pitch. Outside for ball one. He has thrown 92 pitches. So he's got 13 to work with. And, of course, he can go past 105 as long as he starts the at-bat before he gets to 105. There's a ground ball up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit just past the outstretched glove of Keenels into center field. Another single. And it's now first and second with nobody out, and that will bring up another pitching change. So we'll step aside. We'll tell you the changes here in just a moment. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pier, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
As we welcome you back here into the bottom of the 4th inning, the Pier Governors now down 19-9, and Matthew Brewer is on the mound here for the Governors. Brecken Kruger goes out to left field, so Spencer Easlin is replaced in the batting order. So Brewer would be the 9th man to come to plate in the top of the 5th inning, if his spot would come up in that inning. So Matthew Brewer, as he gets back to the mound, as I thought he had thrown at some point, but we'll see it on there. So as is Brewer's first outing of the season for the Governors. First pitch gets in the dirt, and it gets away from George Stalley, so it'll be now 2nd and 3rd with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So another 2 guys in scoring position here in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-0 pitch from Brewer. That one's fouled away. Back to the netting, and it's now 1-1. Second and 3rd, and nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. And Washington trying to give themselves a little bit of some cushion here with a 10-run lead right now in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Pierre will have to score at least one in the top of the 5th. With every run that Washington gets, Pierre will have to add to it to try and keep the ball game moving. That one comes in. That one will get just above the helmet of Braden Olson. And coming to score is Nick Olson. And it's now 20-9. And the count is 3-1 to Braden Olson. Cale Swanson is on deck. An 11-run lead. It's fouled back, and it's now 3-2. So Pierre was answered every time they scored. They never outscored Washington in any inning so far in the fourth. They've already been outscored here in the fourth inning as well. That one comes inside and taken for strike three. And we have the first out here at the bottom of the fourth. And Braden Olson retired. He is now 1 for 3 in the ball game and brings up Cale Swanson, who had an inside the park home run in his last trip to the plate. He is now 2 for 3 in the ball game with 3 RBIs. A runner on third and 1 away. That one's off the hands, and it will be landing foul on the third base line. And it's quickly 0-1. Again for the Governors, 8-9-1. Cade Kaiser, Brecken Kruger, and Lincoln Kienholz to lead things off in the fifth inning where they need at least 2 runs. There's a swing and a miss. Actually, a foul tip by Swanson. The count's now 0-2. The good news for Pier is that they have scored. They scored 1 run in the third, but they've scored multiple runs in the first, second, and fourth innings. 0-2 pitch. That one will bounce in. Well, the Governors will have to score 3 runs to keep the ball game alive as that one gets the backstop, and it's now 21-9. The count is 1-2. So the bases are now empty here in the bottom of the fourth with 1 out. Count 1-2 to Swanson. On deck is Bryce Ronkin. Not had any pinch hitters yet for the Washington Warriors. That one's fouled back, and it remains at 1-2. Tuesday we'll have coverage starting around 6:40. Of course, that could be all dependent on the JV game. The last time we had a JV game before the varsity game, it was behind by about half an hour. That one's fouled out of play. So we will do it again here at 1-2. One out, nobody on here at the bottom of the fourth. 1-2 pitch. Chopper over the right side. It'll be fielded by Kaiser. And nobody covers first base. Nedved went over to try and have a play at it. Realized that it was Kaiser's ball, and when he turned back around and got back to the bag, both him and Brewer were close, and neither one got to the bag. So it will go down as a base hit, but a mental error for the Governors. And Bryce Ronkin now will step to the plate. We're going to have a runner for Swanson. So he currently gets into the ball game, as that will be Wesley Stroh that is in for Swanson. We'll see whether or not that Swanson re-enters in the top of the fifth inning. But it is Bryce Ronkin, who's been on base all 4 times. He is 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 walks. He has scored 3 times. 5th time he's come to the plate here in the ball game as we play here in the bottom of the fourth. 5 runs have scored for Washington here in the fourth. They lead it by 12, 21-9. First pitch is upstairs and outside for ball 1. Again, Pierce still has 3 outs to work with in the 5th inning. But as things start to look a little bit more bleak, they run the losing streak to 6. That one's over the head of Zabel out in left field. That one get all the way to the fence. That wind carried it past him. The throw comes in, and it will score a run to make it 22-9. And a RBI double for Bryce Ronkin. Be on base for all 5 times he's been to the plate. But that's just his first RBI of the ball game. And it's now 22-9. So now a 13-run advantage for the Warriors, and the Governors have to score 4 times now in the top of the 5th inning to keep the game moving. There's the first pitch to Tristan Fitzsimmons, and that one's skied out towards left center field. Brecken Kruger will make the catch. There's now 2 down. And it will bring up Andrew Glovich, who is was the leadoff man in this 4th inning. So it'll be the 2nd time in this ball game that Washington has batted around. And Andrew Glovich, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and 2 RBIs and 2 walks. I feel like that's just a perfect number to stop at. The first pitch is missed low for ball 1. 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 walks, 2 RBIs. Scored all 4 times he's been on base. The only thing he's missing is 2 steals. He has 1. There's a foul back, and the count's now 1-1. The game of baseball is tough, but the ones that can forget about a bad loss quickly, those teams are ones that find themselves to be successful. And the Pier Governors have to forget about this one very quickly to get back in game number 2. And also put the now 6-game, would potentially be the 6-game losing streak behind them. That one's popped foul and out of play. Counts now 2-2. And the Huron Tigers doesn't get much easier with them. You can say in years past it has been, I wouldn't say it'd be a guarantee that they're going to win, but that's a team that's been at the bottom of the standings the last several years. Not so much this year. They split last night here at Harmon Park, beating Jefferson the first game and only losing 3-2 to Roosevelt in game number 2. Counts now 3-2. So it's not going to be a gimme game on Tuesday in the first home game of the season for the Governors. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one misses low, and it will be a 2-out walk, and the inning will continue. As Nesgy will come back to the plate. Nesgy is 3 for 3, 2 doubles, a single, and a walk. He has 5 runs driven in, and he's got a 6th man in scoring position at second base right now. Runners at first and second and 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the first pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Kaiser underneath the glove, and it gets into right center field. Everybody will hold up. The bases are now going to be loaded. And an air charge to Kaiser as the second air of the ball game for the Governors. That brings up Miles Reese, and the inning will continue, and everything now will be all unearned to Matthew Brewer. Here's the first pitch. That one is taken for a strike to Miles Reese. RBI triple earlier this inning. A 1 pitch hits him. Makes it 23-9. And the bases will remain loaded. That'll be a second RBI. Nick Olson, he is 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Had that RBI single in this inning. This will be the time of the game where Major League Baseball would have a position player pitching. That pitch from Matthew Brewer was a good one, but the base umpire called time as Reese was over at first base. That one had got him flush around the hip, so it didn't feel the best. So that was no pitch. Now the first pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Major League Baseball at this point. You throw somebody out there and one of the position players to go out and just try and find the strike zone and let the hitters get themselves out. And a 14-run deficit here for the Governors in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one's to the backstop, and nobody will advance on it. At the point in the game right now where you'll take the extra base if it gets to the backstop and you're on first or second, but you don't take home on a pitch that gets away to the backstop. Of course, the base is loaded, so nobody advanced on it at all. 3-0 pitch. 4-pitch walk, and it's now 24-9. And it brings up Aiden Doyle. Still with the bases loaded. Second RBI for Olsen. And this pretty much sits here for Matthew Brewer to get this final out of this 4th inning. That one's popped up foul. It's going to stay in play. George Stolle back behind home plate will make the catch. And we'll end the inning here in the bottom of the 4th. So another 8-run score in the inning. And that will bring us to the top of the 5th, where the Pier Governors need 6 runs as they're down 24-9 after 4 innings. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified. Call True Green, 882-0643.
If you're in the market for a new home, call my mom or grandma, Kathy. Sunshine Properties is my mom and my grandma.
When you're ready to buy or sell, rely on us, Kathy Sunshine Properties. We'll help you to buy or sell with confidence. When you're out and about, stop and see us at our new location on the corner of Capitol and Central here in Pier.
As we welcome you back, it is the top of the 5th inning, and a new man on the mound for the Washington Warriors, and he will face 8-9-1 as it is Cale Swanson that is now going to be on the rubber for the Washington Warriors. So 4 innings for Jacobson, and Cale Swanson looking to put an end to this ball game and do it rather quickly to save the pitch count. As Kate Kaiser, Brecken Kruger, and Lincoln Keenels will be the first 3 men to come to the plate. Kaiser is 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and also singled. He singled home a run back at the top of the 3rd inning. Here's the first pitch from Swanson to Kaiser, over for strike 1. So Pierre needs to put a 6th spot up here in the top of the 5th if they want the game to at least go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And we still got game number 2 on the way here in later on, about maybe 20 minutes after we get done with game 1. Count is 2-1. That one's upstairs. It is now 3-1 to Kaiser. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one will miss for ball 4, leadoff walk to Swanson. From Swanson to Kaiser. And it brings up Brecken Kruger. Kruger's 1 for 2. He singled came around to score in the second inning and then flew out to the left fielder. First pitch will miss low for ball one. Lincoln Keenels is on deck. That's the top of the order. One-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1. Govs led 2-0 after the top of the first, and then Lincoln Keenels a 3-run homer to make it 5-2. That one is taken for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. But after that 5-2 lead, a 13-run second inning, and also adding an 8-run fourth inning has given them a 24-9 lead for Washington. 1-2 pitch will miss low, and the count is even at 2-2 strikes. Kaiser leads away from first. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss by Kruger. And there's one down here at the top of the fifth, as it'll bring up Lincoln Keenels. Keenels and then Hansen. Here's Swanson from the stretch. He'll check over at first. And back in safely is Kaiser. Quite honestly, with the 15-run lead, you could probably not even hold on Kaiser and let him steal second and steal third. Let's go right after Lincoln Keenels. The first pitch is missed outside for ball one. One-0 pitch. There's a ground ball left side, back in it at short. The throw to second for one. Back to first is not going to be in time. There's now two away. A good play there from Reset short to Nasji at second. And it keeps it a fielder's choice for Keenels. But now there's two away. And the Governors are down to their final out here in game number one. Game that's now 2 hours and 5 minutes here in the top of the fifth inning. Another check over at first. And back in standing up was Kaiser. Here's the first pitch from Swanson to Hansen. That misses upstairs for ball one. So Pierre's losing streak will be at 6. They'll be 3-6 on the season. And the Govs might just about have to do some soul searching, especially, and have to do it quickly between game one and game two. Count is 2-0 here to Hansen. 2-0 pitch is foul tip off the glove of the catcher Fitzsimmons. Makes it a 2-1 count. There's a line shot. That's a base hit for Hansen. He is now 1 for 4, and it's now first and second. With two away here at the top of the fifth. And Gary Nedved, who is 2 for 3. Will now step to the plate. Nedved singled back in the first, drove home the game's first run, and also singled and came in to score the fourth. First pitch is upstairs for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's fouled off at the plate, and it's now 1-1. I believe Spencer Kelly will get the ball to start game number 2. There's a ground ball up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Coming around is Keenels. He will come in to score. Hansen on his way to third. The throw coming in. He'll slide in safely. It'll be an RBI single for Nedved. Takes second on the throw. And it's now 24-10. With 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. And Nedved's got 2 RBIs in the ball game. He is also 3 for 4 with 3 singles in the game. Jet Zabel now to the plate. 0 for 1 with 2 walks. First pitch over for strike 1. The lefty Swanson deals the 0-1 pitch. That is outside. It is now 1-1 to Zabel. Governors were, again, they had a 2-0 lead, a 5-2 lead. And things didn't go so well in the bottom of the second. In a game that looks more like a football score than a baseball score, as the count's now 3-1, 24-10. Pierre's walked 11 guys, also hit another 3 men. That's 14 free passes that they've given up. Zabel will foul the 3-1 pitch out of play, and the count's now 3-2, and the Governors are down to their final strike here in game number 1. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one's out to left field. That one's still going back. It's going to one hop off the fence. 2 runs are going to score as Zabel's got himself a 2 RBI double. And the Governors are down 24-12. And the game will continue for at least one more hitter. And George Stolle will try and extend it for at least another hitter. Stolle had a 2 RBI double. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Trying to pass it along to Spencer Lettler. And man lost his hat. The shortstop in Reese made his way out to the left field line. Down the line to go retrieve his hat. So as he's ready to go, Swanson will come set from the stretch. Here's the first pitch to Stolle. That one misses low for ball 1. So now on at second is Zabel, with a 24-12 lead for Washington here at the top of the 5th. Pierre is still 3 runs away from extending this game to the bottom half of the inning. Count is 2-0. Now 10 hits in the ball game for the Governors. 3 so far this inning. There's a strike called to Stolle. 3 straight hits for the Governors in this inning. Here's a 2-1. Ground ball, chopper up the middle. That's through for a base hit. That's going to drive in another run. Stolle is going to be 2 for 3. He's actually going to get himself a double. Stand-up double. The speed of Stolle, no question about that one for Stolle if he was going to continue to move or not. It's a simple base hit that turns into a stand-up double for the speed of Stolle. And it's now 24-13. 3 RBIs for George Stolle now in this game. How about a guy taking advantage of getting some at-bats, even when a game that's as a widespread margin as this one. Coaching staff's got to be happy with how Stolle has swung the bat in his 3 trips to the plate. There's a swing and a miss by Lettler, and it's now 1-1. All of a sudden, Spencer Lettler represents, and of course with 2 outs, he has to get on and score, but he represents the run that will keep the game moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2, and the Governors are back down to their final strike here in game 1. On deck is Matthew Brewer. He's in for Spencer Eland's spot. And for Brewer, that would mean that and for the Governors, that means that they would bat around all the way through. The count's now 2-2 to Spencer Lettler. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Comes up and in on Lettler, and the count is now full at 3-2. Stolle leads away from second. Swanson here in the 3-2 pitch to Spencer Lettler. Looks at it for strike 3, and that will end the ball game. Governors will fall 24-13 in a 4-run 5th inning. That comes up just short of trying to extend it to the bottom of the 5th. 24-13. Governors winning here in the Washington Warriors winning in game number 1. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back with our quick post game of game 1 and start to get you set for game number 2. Governors fall 24-13. This is Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscape backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pier. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com. Comtech is a total technology solutions provider. Comtech is ready to get technology to work for you, not against you. Stop into Comtech to see our selection of TVs, home audio systems, computers, and security systems. They have brand names like Samsung, Bose, Sonos, and Lenovo, just to name a few. Comtech has what you're looking for in technology. Stop in at 1601 Lowell Avenue in Pier, or visit their website at comtechplus.com. Comtech, your trusted technology solutions provider.
Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman at Floss Dentistry in Pier is family-owned and operated. They have modern practice with skill and caring staff. They have same-day availability. Floss Dentistry is located at 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pier with hours Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Give them a call at 605-224-2161 and don't put off that scheduled cleaning any longer. Floss Dentistry, 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pier, or give Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman a call at 605-224-2161.
As we welcome you back here to Harmon Park, Game 1, it concludes with the Pier Governors falling by 11, 24-13, as it was a 2-run first, a 3-run second, a 1-run third, a 3-run fourth, and a 4-run fifth for the Governors. But yet that wasn't enough, as it was a 2 in the first, 13 in the second, 1 in the third, and 8 in the fourth, as the Governors fall by 11, 24-13 in a game number 1 of the doubleheader. Pier Governors now at 3-6 in the season. They have dropped 6 in a row, and again, soul searching is going to be done, and the Governors have got to do it quickly because game 2 will be quickly here, and Pierre's going to find a way to pick up a win because this is turns into a big game here for the Governors because they have to find a way to get a win and get that losing streak to an end and to pick up their 4th win of the season. So Pierre, they did have 11 hits in the game. 2 errors, though. They left 5 men on base. Washington had 24 runs, 16 hits, no errors, and left 8 men on base. They batted around twice in the 2nd inning, and they also batted around again in the 4th, as you had 8 of the 9 guys on the in the lineup have 5 at-bats through 4 innings, or 5 plate appearances through 4 innings. And that's a telltale that things didn't go so well for the Pier Governors in game number 1. So what we'll do is we will end the broadcast here in game number 1 on YouTube. We'll come back with it here in just a little bit. Also hear weekend news from News Director Zach Nelson in just a moment. Pier Governors fall in game number 1, 24-13. You're listening to Pier Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching on